So if you asked me how I felt about the Heat, I would be so confused and so angry about the different emotions that I have just thinking about what's going on this season and what direction we're heading towards. And while we just won the game today about that, like the 3 game sample size that we have against the Heat and the Bulls in the last 3 days, the Heat just beat the Bulls 134 to 91. And it makes me happy because I get to see Khalil Ware play how much he should be. He had, what was it, 18 minutes and 17 points, which is great. But I went to the Heat game yesterday, just yesterday, and he had 3 minutes, scored 2 buckets. And this is the part that bothers me because we've had this guy for a while now, and we know that as a Heat fan, if you ask any Heat fan in the past couple years what the Heat needed as a team, it was a big man. We couldn't trade for one without giving up core pieces, and we loved the role players, so we never went out for a trade. We never signed anybody. What did we do? We drafted Khalil Ware. And in my opinion, he was great. A great play finisher, shooter, great defender, can work on his game overall, but is still really good. And in the beginning of the season, we saw who he could become. Spo has had a reputation with Khalil Ware about being tough on him. And I understand that aspect of trying to be tough with Khalil Ware and a young player because pressure builds diamonds. So I do understand that portion. But at the same time, we have games like yesterday where he had 3 minutes in a game against the Bulls. A game against the Bulls, he has 3 minutes. And you look at the interviews and the question that they ask Khalil Ware, he's visibly and openly upset about what's going on, but he doesn't say it outright. He just says, "Hey, when I'm out there, I'm gonna do what I can to help the team. And if I'm not out there for that long, then I guess I'm not. That's it is what it is. It's Bo's decision." But that's what you don't want to hear as a Heat fan. You don't want to see that issue you're having between him and the coach because Eric Spoelstra is a great coach. So what's going on behind the scenes that's stopping Spo from playing Khalil Ware as much as he should? So yesterday when I go watch the Heat, we don't have Tyler Hero, he's injured. We don't have Davion Mitchell. We got Bam, Pillow Larson, Jaime Jaquez. We got everybody else. And I'm not seeing Khalil Ware out there. Andrew Wiggins was hooping for us. And we do not have Khalil Ware out there. When we can have a two big lineup between Khalil Ware and Bam Adebayo, you don't play him against the Bulls. We had Patrick Williams the majority of the game guarding Bam. You're going to tell me we can have Khalil Ware out there to space the floor out, to be there defensively, because we're getting cooked in the paint. Maras Buzelis, Ayu Sumu, they were cooking us in the paint yesterday. And so I see the Heat lose. Then when I see that they won today, I was happier. I see that Khalil Ware got more minutes. And it's like, why do we not see this more often? I don't think the Heat should be winning. I think we should just tank one more year, get a decent draft pick. We have our own draft pick, get a decent pick. And we don't. So we try to win. But then when we're trying to win, we limit one of our top 3 best players in the league or top five players in the team. And it just confuses me because it's not even like a player that's like going to make a huge impact. It's a guy who's young, who can develop, that we're stopping. What does that even mean? What direction are we going towards? So then it bothers me because it's an issue we shouldn't have. And then when we resolve the issue, I look at the score and I'm like, hey, we beat them by 40. But I'm still unsure of what direction the Heat are going to go to. Because right now we're in a saga where in less than 4 days, or about 3 days now, we're going to have either Giannis, John Morant, or nothing, and we're just going to keep the same core that we do now. And even though we just saw Norman Powell make the All-Star game, and which, congrats to him. I'm really happy about that. It's also like, bro, what are we doing? Like, what is the direction that we're going to go towards? Do we have, like, if we don't get Giannis and we don't get Ja, what is our plan? Because our whole plan is, we're trying to get Giannis and Ja, trade whoever we got to trade away. But if we don't get them, what is our plan? We don't have the young pieces, and the pieces that we do have, they don't want to play. And then we're too stubborn to ever tank. Now, I'm not going to say we're the worst franchise when it comes to that because, excuse me, the Bulls right now, they're in a horrible position. Their front office, like I said in the other video, they're just tripping because they don't want to make a single move. They're just out there. They don't want to rebuild. They're too stubborn, and they're not big enough of a market to get like big name players. So they're just tripping. But the Heat, on the other hand, we have a decent name. We can get the draft pick. We have our own draft pick. We can tank. They don't want to. And I understand they may not want to go of Tyler Hero and Bam, but at the same time, it's like we're holding on to a thread. unless we can make a superstar trade, and then that maybe domino piece falls into like a nice one and we actually get like a good piece or a good surrounding core, then great. But what are the chances of that really happening? What are the chances that we can build a team around Bam or Giannis that can compete with the Spurs or compete with Oklahoma? I don't see it happening. So it just bothers me because I don't know what where we're going. And I'm making the video just to specify and really talk about how much I dislike what's going on with the Khalil Ware situation, with the inconsistencies. Because if there's any player we should be playing more than anybody, it should be Khalil Ware and Bam. And Bam gets his minutes, but Khalil Ware does not. Like I said, he had 18 minutes today, 17 points, shot okay, but yesterday was what was it? 3 minutes, 2 points. I don't get it. I went to the game and I couldn't even see Khalil Ware play for no reason whatsoever. And that's just what bothers me because I don't know why we would limit him of all people in his minutes. I know you want to be hard on him, but it doesn't make sense. So we'll see what happens. But overall, man, the Heat, it's stressing me out because I want to see them succeed. I want to see us have a clear direction. So when I'm watching the Heat, I understand what we're going for. But in this case, it's like, are we trying to win? Or are we trying to go out there and have Bam look good and then just lose by not playing our other players? Like I just don't get it. But if we don't get Giannis in the next 3 days, we don't get Ja in the next 4 days, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. Like if that's the case, I don't see us winning a championship for like another 7, 8 years. And let alone what's gonna happen with Bam inside the hero. Because at some point you can hold on to these plays as much as you can. But Bam's gonna want to leave at some point. Tyler Hero's gonna want to leave at some point. If we've had such a long time where like we were contending for a playoff and like a championship run, but never made the moves to actually become a championship contending team, then it makes you wonder when will we ever be able to make that leap. If we made the finals twice, and when we made it, we lost because we clearly didn't have enough superstar power or enough people around us to push us against Denver or LeBron and the Lakers. Why would that be any different in the future? If we didn't do it then, when Dame wanted to come, when Donovan Mitchell wanted to come, when KD wanted to come, even Bradley Beal, if we couldn't do it then, when they asked the Heat to be one of the top 3 landing spots, how would we be able to do it now? When a player like Giannis is out there and we have less pieces. A player like Ja is like low in his stock value right now. We might be able to pull it off, but it's like, how do we even do that? So if I'm Bam and Tyler Hero, I wonder if I can win a championship here. I know Bam wants to do it, and I'd love for him to do it because I love Bam as a player. But I'm trying to be realistic, and I'm trying to be optimistic as much as I can. But it's really difficult sometimes when I'm seeing the inconsistencies and things that really don't just connect in my head. But only time will tell. I mean, we just got to give it some time and see what happens post February 5th. February 6th, I'll be able to February 5th, I'll be able to make a video immediately about what to expect moving forward. And if we made a move with Giannis and we got him, then we're looking at a very different landscape. If we're looking at Ja, I don't even know how we're going to look at that. And if we don't get any of them, I don't even know if that's worse. At least with Ja, we have a big name player, but I don't know how to build around him, to be honest, and I don't know if we can. Without Ja, without Giannis, we just have nothing. Nothing. Right now, we are about almost 500, and we're going to be in the play-in again, go against the Bulls and the Hawks and the Magic again. And even if we make it out of there, we're going to get on the first round. So it's a constant cycle of good enough to get out of the play-in, so we don't get a lottery pick, bad enough to not get a good pick. I mean, to not get a, like, make an actual run. So why? What is the point? What is the point of all this if we're not going to even try to compete? So I don't know. I love this franchise so much. I love this team so much. It's just, it bothers me. It bothers me so much inconsistencies. And we just got to give it time, man. We just got to give it time. But I appreciate you guys watching. Please subscribe if you want to watch me talk about basketball 4 to 5 times a week. Like the video if you genuinely enjoyed the video. Leave a comment to what you think the Heat should do and what position your team is in. But besides that, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.